Welcome to the Delaware Mortgage Rate Weekly Mortgage Market Update for the week of January 5th, 2015. Happy New Year, everybody. So let's dig in. We did get a New Year's present. Delaware mortgage rates were actually able to move lower to end the week last week. Take a look at the bond chart on the screen. You can see the short-term trend there with that black arrow is for mortgage bonds to move higher. Right after Christmas, we got a nice gift. We bounced off support there with that green arrow, and then we moved higher. And then Friday, we're able to jump higher as the bond gained 61 basis points. The stock market sold off. That was gains for the bond market. So with that in mind, the technical signal there is very bullish. That means we're expecting the bond hopefully to keep rising higher with the short-term trend. So we're going to recommend that you float your Delaware mortgage rate to start the week to see if bonds can move above a ceiling of resistance they're at and keep moving higher. Now, if we dig into the economic reports last week, what helped the mortgage bond jump higher on Friday was two not-so-good economic reports. The first one was construction spending took an unexpected decline in November 2014 and showed its first negative numbers since June. And the second report was a survey on manufacturing growth. That slowed in December 2014 to the slowest it's been in 6 months. And we also saw some manufacturers slowing in China and in Europe. So if manufacturing is slowing, that could be a leading indicator that we might see the economy slowing. And then we saw the weekly initial jobless claims come out on Wednesday, and they showed that claims jumped 17,000 higher from the previous week up to 298,000. That's well above expectations of 286,000. So it wasn't great news on the labor force, but we're still just below 300,000, and that was the 14th week out of the last 15 weeks that we've had unemployment claims below 300,000. So still a good report, but we want to make sure the trend isn't for claims to move above 300,000 because that would be a bad sign for the labor market. In housing news, we had the pending home sales of existing homes for November 2014. They increased by 0.8% from October 2014. Now, pending home sales is what we call a leading indicator of the housing market to come because they track new purchase contracts on existing homes that came in. So existing home sales are calculated after a deal closes. So usually a month or 2 months after the pending home sale statistics. So this could mean that 2015 we could see existing home sales increase January and February. So that's a good indicator there. So we'll take a look at that. And then year over year, pending home sales were up 4.1%, which is the highest annual gain in almost 4 to 5 years. So this is a solid report on housing and a good sign for future existing home sales. Then we saw the Case-Shiller Home Price Index for October 2014. Came out better than expected at 4.5% year over year. Now that's down from 4.8% in September 2014, but Robert Shiller was interviewed on CNBC after the report was released, and he's still optimistic on housing. He's predicting that we'll have 4.5% year over year average increase in home price over the next 10 years. So what does that mean in real numbers? That means if you own a home today that's worth $200,000, 10 years from now, 4.5% year over year, your house is worth $310,000. So that's some good news there. Then in other housing news, VA, the Department of Veterans Affairs released VA loan limits for 2015. There was 84 counties in 14 states that are actually going to have their maximum VA loan limit lowered. So the good news is Delaware is not one of those. Delaware VA loan limit for Newcastle, Kent, and Sussex County is still $417,000. Now, it doesn't mean that's the max you can borrow. That's the max you can borrow without putting anything down to get 100% financing. There is no actual loan limit on a VA loan, but anything above $417,000 in Delaware, you've got to put 25% down of the amount above the $417,000. Now, in the local news, the next first-time homebuyer seminar is coming up this Saturday, January 10th in Dover, Delaware at the Dover Holiday Inn from 10 a.m. to noon. And then the next one in Newark is Saturday, January 17th from 10 a.m. to noon at the Christiana Hilton Hotel. You can register for either one of those events or give us a call in the office at 302-703-0727 or online, www.delawarehomebuyerSeminar.com. Look forward to seeing you guys next week.